Good morning, everybody. How are you today? There's a beautiful post, should be just before this, a couple by Amanda Lawrence. And I wanted to not so much comment on it, but speak about how I reflected upon what was shared there. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, and it's getting even crazier probably this week. There's probably going to be some fallout and craziness going on. I already see it in some of the posts of people, just a lot of anger and frustration and everybody defending their positions, and a lot of trauma is going to come up, a lot of violence, emotions, frustration, triggers, projections, etc. And this is on purpose. This is required for everybody on the planet to awaken, is to have some big polarizing energies that are going to bring up stuff for people. And how else are you going to bring them up other than having something that people want to take energetic stands on, they have trauma with, or there's a ton of programming, societal conditioning, etc. underneath it, being tested to see if it's true, if it's right, even the whys of where it is, because so much stuff is twisted, so much stuff has been used for control. We don't even know the truth underneath of it. And I'm not going to wade into that, because really it doesn't help to understand it. All it helps is to know that there's a purpose for it. And it's going to make some people crazy. And it might make you crazy. And I've already had one incidence of this where I posted something agreeing with a woman, no comments on it, etc. And someone just tried to make it all my problem and other things. And I stood above it. But this is going to start happening to all of us. So I want to give some tools. Amanda discusses it in a beautiful way. But the biggest tool that's within all this is to be the observer. Be the observer. As soon as energies come up inside of us, just go ask what's going on. Why am I angry? Why am I frustrated? Why am I triggered? Why am I not feeling good? Why does this hurt or sting or whatever? And just breathe. And just breathe. Be the observer. I literally, like, it almost feels like I step out of my body. I'm still there. I can still react and all this kind of stuff, but there's an observer up here above my head saying, holy cow, there's something going on here. And the ego and our duality and our physical and our programming is all going haywire in our head here. And we need to step up here and just start asking some questions. Okay, why is this anger? Why is this here? When did this first happen? Why am I feeling this? And you're going to be really calm up here, but down here might be a little shaken. It might be feeling emotion. It might be fight or flight, ready to run away or triggered. And that's okay, because that's the perfect spot of awareness, is this part of me, this physical human being, or the avatar, whatever you want to call it. And then you have your higher awareness up here saying, okay, we're looking at some stuff that's really making this being excited. And then you start looking at it and it's like, okay, well, where did this come from? And yeah, okay, I agree with this. I don't agree with that. It's almost like an adult self with full awareness is up here starting to filter the decisions that are in our subconscious and in our inner child and other things that have traumas, that have fears, that have doubts in them. And we're now getting a chance to observe it. And once you get really good at observing it for you, you're going to start to all of a sudden realize that it's not going to trigger you so much anymore. But now you're going to start seeing the people outside you, and you're going to see their programming and their triggers, and you're going to eventually start to see underneath it. You're going to say, oh, there's this lie, or there's this thing that's been said that we thought was truth, but isn't actually truth now that with my awareness. And we're going to unwind it. And we're going to have this beautiful opportunity. People are going to come and show up and maybe disagree with us. Maybe they'll be angry or violent or whatever. But when you're in this place of no longer reacting, no longer being triggered, no longer having like landmines underneath of emotion that you hadn't looked at yet, you're going to start to see it, and you're going to start to say, okay, I don't, well, you got the biggest choice is you don't have to participate in anybody else's shit at all. So you can just step back or walk away and say, no, I'm not going to engage. And the biggest amount of words you can ever say to a person is none, especially when you don't agree with it or they're projecting, etc. They have nothing to land on. It's just like pushing you. And then instead of being pushed next time, you just stepped away and they fall on their face. And that's sometimes the place that they need to be. Sometimes there's going to be places where people maybe you love and you're not going to fall on your face or whatever. You're going to say, hold on, let's talk. Breathe. Get them to step into their observer. Get them to start to realize that they're responding from anger, frustration, fear, doubt, whatever the thing is. And as they start to hear that or step into their observer, they're going to feel your vibration. They're going to feel your calm. They're going to say, hey, why are you not getting excited about this? What's going on? And then maybe you're going to have this beautiful little gap where you can explain. And they may or may not hear you or respect what you're saying. They may want to have more time to fight and argue and all this kind of stuff. And they can go out. There's going to be tons of people out there that are ready to do all that kind of stuff. But the people that are going to anchor these things, the people that are shining the light and are going to open people are the people that are now the observer and trusting and seeing what's going on in their world and their reality. And then they're going to be able to reflect for other people and say, holy cow, you missed a key detail or something. And they may not like it in that moment. That may make them scream and yell, but that's part of awakening. Sometimes realizing this hardest truth will crack a person wide open. But always remember, you don't have to engage. You don't have to participate. You can walk away. The fact you're triggered is probably a good reason why you should probably walk away in that moment. If you're feeling the strong energy and you can't get into the observer, put your hand up and walk across the room. Now, this is not things we've been taught. We've been told. It's like, hey, we got to help people and fix them and all this kind of stuff. Everybody's on their own path. They will find the way, whether they have our help or not. So we have to trust this. But we have this opportunity to stand in this perfectly balanced state. And when they're going to be around you, we may trigger them. We may give them a new opportunity to see. But it's also the thing that's planting the seed that there's calm out there, that there's a rock out there. There's somebody that will shine a light and give them truth and love them, but will always stand in self-love first. And self-love does not mean participating in people's bullshit or they're yelling or they're screaming or their tantrum. It means, hold on. If you want to talk to me, you're going to take a couple breaths and calm down and we'll rationalize this out. And the minute you talk to me badly or try to project on me, we step back. And that is the only place we can hold space from. Not one of trigger, not one of getting in the battle with them and having a fight and a slap down and all this kind of stuff. Because the truth that really needs to be understood is that people are in emotion, not the facts of some bullshit in the outside world. The fact is, here's the calm. And they're going to feel that calm. And that calm's either going to kind of poke them to crack them wide open, or they're going to be able to hold on to it and say, okay, I don't have to participate. And then you can get them to a place of observance. And once they're in observing, then they're going to start to open and they're going to start to change and transform. But if you're participating, you're in the middle of the battle and you're going from your energy, you're just feeding it. And we can't feed it or else things are going to get really, really messy. But if we choose to step above, start to realize that there's a purpose in this other than trying to divide us and destroy our reality or hurt us or take away our rights or whatever. Those have happened for many, many years now. So really, this is just tightening the screws, making things worse. I don't care what perspective you have. I could care less what people's stands are, because it's all bullshit. If it's not unconditional love and it's based around a bunch of politics and rights to bodies and all this kind of stuff, that's not unconditional love. It's like so twisted is all I'm going to say. So I back everyone as long as they stand in a stand of loving and unconditionality to other people and being calm and nice and respectful, and we can have beautiful conversations and we can all have different opinions, it's great. And that's the amazing part of getting to a place of higher awareness, being the observer. It's like, okay, they have a perspective that's different than mine. Does that matter that it's different? Does it make me anything? Does it hurt me? Does it take away my rights or whatever? From the observer, none of those things matters. It's like, okay, I see it. Okay, great. They have an opinion. I have an opinion. And for me to go to war with somebody that has an opinion that's different from mine is not healthy. But that's how they're dividing us. They're trying to make us pick a side and fight. And there's no value in fighting. The only fight is in here and in here. Once we start to become aware and be the observer and be calm, there is no fight. We just start to calm right down and we just see. We see underneath it. We love ourselves. We start to be the experience of love with other people, and those other people start to see there's a different way. And that's all we're doing, is giving a different way than what's red or blue or whatever you want to call it is going on. None of those things help. The better way is everybody can have their opinion and choose different and all this kind of stuff. And we don't have to fight anybody because they are different in any way, shape, or form. And that can go for everything. Thank you very much, Candace. That's what's going to get us through this storm. Just sit there and be the observer. Watch. You're going to giggle sometimes. You're going to just be shocked sometimes because the energy is so bottled up in everybody, and they're looking for a fight, and they don't know who to fight with, and they're trying to get us to fight each other so that we kill each other. I don't know, because that's what the energy seems like. But really, all we're doing is it's crushing us to wake up, crushing us to see a new perspective, crushing us to start to release the emotions, release the fear, release the doubt, release the anger at control. Unity is actually found in diversity. Absolutely. Once you trust that everybody's opinion is their opinion and it might be good. I don't know how many times I've had a different opinion from someone, but when I had a good conversation with them, that different opinion all of a sudden changed because I didn't have a certain perspective or I didn't have a couple details that were important. We are constantly changing in every moment, and the more we talk, the more we don't fight, the more we don't project, the more we just sit in calm and be that observer above ourselves and just sitting back here and saying, okay, why does this not feel good? Why is this unhappy? Why is this crazy? What does Candace say here? Balance is in variation, not assimilation and monochromatic expression. Absolutely. I agree with that completely. We're all fragments of God, fractals of God, sparks. I think Candace used that word this morning. All living a different level of experience from different perspectives, different realities, different choices of God, source, flow, whatever you want to call it. And the fact there is difference is what makes the universe, what makes reality, the multiverse, that every possibility creates something different. Can you imagine if we're actually in a multiverse and every time we have a yes or no choice or a this way or that way choice, we create a completely different reality that's lived out by a fragment of us. So we're all pieces of, there's probably 100 billion of Paul going out there, all the different life experiences, all the different possibilities, and seeing all of them. And ultimately, we're coming back to the awareness and through lessons and learning of all the different possibilities and bringing that to the source of all of us to expand possibility and make universal, unlimited possibility. But a few of these timelines, the ones that we're on, have chosen these control and this dark stuff to get us to eventually waken up so that we know all the possibilities. If I make a choice that's a little darker, dark isn't dark. Dark is light in a whole different way than most people understand. Nothing's bad. Nothing's good. It's all just possibility. So if we get into possibility and we keep choosing better, we're going to eventually create a timeline that's even better. No matter what you've been through, what you think you did wrong, what wasn't perfect, how bad you feel, etc. Ultimately, we're all going to get to the place of awakening, of a better place, of cleaning up the old timelines, of cleaning up things that weren't working. We're creating contraction and killing off the possibility of new possibilities. And that's the amazingness. We are part of that amazingness. So right now, you're seeing the contraction. There's something going to try and crush everything. You're going to be the expansion. You're going to be the thing that goes, poke, 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 poke. Open up, breathe, breathe. And if we get people to breathe, even if that was how simple it was just breathe. Take a breath. Wait 30 seconds before you respond and breathe. It's going to bring lack or reduction of contraction. We're going to get breath. We're going to get common sense. We're going to get the ego out of the picture. The observer is going to say, holy shit, look at this. We're awakening. And the more and more people that we get to take the breath are going to be the quicker and quicker we get all through this. So don't go with a contraction. I love that. I'm getting a strong fuck yes. Yes, this is spirit talking. This is me being in service to humanity, of letting thoughts and perspectives come through me based on my experience. And a lot of times I'm not even here. As we're saying this may sound weird and demented, but it's the universal consciousness. It's my higher self saying, holy crap, if I can share this and get people excited and get them to share it to other people, they're going to be the change. And I can only be the change by, in my reality, putting out the energy of the change. So my reality starts to creep into other people's reality, not because I want to change them, but because, yes, you were, Candace. We're not here. We're just completely of service. I'm a hollow bone. I just more and more let spirit. I feel a pull to come and sit in front of this camera on a topic, and then I just get into flow. I get excited. You see my eyes sparkle. That's my higher self. That's my spirit. That's my God spark, my God self, all just trying. I'm stepping less and less into control or having to manipulate mind, and just giving these new universal possibilities so that the people that like me or are interested in the way I handle things or love my smile or my energy, I plant a seed of possibility. Not I fix them or I change them or I tell them what to do or whatever. Hey, this is how I'm getting there. Try it. And if you don't like it, try something else, because that's what it's all about. So we're going to get through this storm. It's guaranteed, but it could get dark. And the more and more of us that are getting people to breathe, are stepping out of our trigger and starting to realize why we're angry, you're now going to be the vibrational solution for the people that are going to show up. And the truth, the knowledge, we're all part of each other. So if I can get that seed of that knowledge, of that vibration, of what I figured out to get through this for me, it's a seed. You now take it, and it's like a roadmap to say, okay, I'm not going to fall in that hole. I'm not going to go up this struggle hill. I'm not going to fall in this deep muck pile anymore, because I've got the vibration of walking past that, walking through it, loving it, seeing it differently. And I want to share it because I'm a part of you and you're a part of me. And the quicker we can all get out of this muck puddle, the more we can have more fun and be playful and be stuck less in this control. So that's all I'm about, all I do. And here's the way through. Come watch this video when you're in the middle of the shit. Even the vibration and the giggles and that kind of stuff will light you up. And that's my gift to you. So go get people to breathe. Don't engage unless they're willing to talk. And then come watch a video like this. Send it to people that you think it'll give them value. And things are going to change. It's going to be amazing. So thank you, Candace, a shower of love. And thank you, Kathy, for your beautiful comments. We're definitely not here, but we're definitely avatars that are doing our best to give a message. And it's one of love. So thank you both. You guys have a great day. I know there's some other people on. I just don't see them messaging. So love you all. You have a great day, and breathe. We're going to get through this no matter how crazy it is. So thank you. See you soon.